And very eloquently put, I must say. Nick Mabey is with me, CEO of E3G, an environmental think tank, former advisor to the Prime Minister regarding national and international policy. Nick, good morning to you. We've been through the arguments, rightly or wrongly. I'm just wondering, when does this end? If the point has been made, what's the point in carrying on?
Well, of course, that's always the tricky thing with protesting. I think that the protests have been incredibly successful. They've got people on their side. They've got the message across. And it's a message, to be honest, that everybody in the broader climate movement, scientists, people working in the industry all agree with. There's nothing actually controversial. But it did need this kind of push to get it up the agenda, because we've got some big decisions this year to make on our future targets and actually paying to deliver on climate change. And Brexit's driven it off the agenda, and finally we put it back on the agenda. So I think if they left the next 2 days, they would have made their point and we can move on. But we will carry on needing pressure as we make the decisions this year, the big decisions this year about how our country is going to move to zero carbon.
It's interesting when it widens out a little bit, the debate, because we've been talking about this for a whole week, and I've been speaking about it for 2.25 hours now. But I detect amongst some of the movement in Extinction Rebellion, when they start talking about a failure of British democracy and a failure of the Parliament, there's something more to this than just climate change, as if climate change is not enough. I mean, there's a sense of a people power, taking it away from a parliament that has lost our trust. I just sense that there's a bit more to this than climate change. Am I right?
They're a young and very broad movement, and there's lots of different people in it. So depending who you talk to in XR, and we talk to lots of the people in XR, you get slightly different stories. But I personally think the idea of a citizens' assembly is a very powerful one. We've got to make decisions that are going to last for 40 years. Any one parliament is always going to find it difficult to do that. We do things like that all the time on pensions policy. We've done independent commissions. This idea of a citizens' assembly is a more democratic way of doing it. The Irish did it brilliantly on abortion and on climate change. So I think the government should really look at that. It would actually get them out of the bind of making the choices and turn them into political choices by making it all the parties have to sign up to it and support its outcome. So, it's a democratic innovation. I'd say it helps deal with some of these tricky long-term issues, which, our short-term politics sometimes find it hard to get a grip on.
I'm going to ask people what their model of a citizens, what did you call it, a citizens?
Assembly, yeah.
A citizens' assembly. I'm going to ask people what they want, what they want from that, because this is something that I've heard from Jeremy Corbyn before.
Yeah, and it's got a well-trialled approach. You choose, depends 100, 200 people, kind of randomly, like jury service, basically, but proportionately across the country. So also get out of Westminster, get out of Westminster bubble for everybody, and then they work with experts over 2, 3, 4 weeks, depending on the design, and they come back with a set of recommendations. And guess what? When people are given time to think and given the facts, they tend to come up with really sensible stuff, and it really helps sort out some of these problems that suddenly look less difficult when you've got a bit of space and time, unless you are doing politics, and that's what the experience.
That's right. That's why I think it goes wider than climate change. But interesting. Thank you very much indeed. We would never have been talking about a citizens' assembly if this lot hadn't turned up and disrupted London. So they've been a success. Can they go now, please? Nick Mabey, thank you very much. 18 minutes past 9 here on LBC. We'll take more of your calls. Prince Charles.